Season 11 of Disney Speedstorm is right around the corner, and that means the news is ramping up. And today I have a ton of incredible news to share with you guys, including the release date, a first couple looks at the brand new track, and some racer teases that are all going to be coming in Season 11. So without further ado, let's get straight into it and hop into the news, beginning with the release date. So just a couple of days ago, on all of their social media platforms, Disney Speedstorm posted, "We've got some incredible news. Season 11 of hashtag Disney Speedstorm will launch on December 12th. And then you can see this little video post that was attached to it, which is sort of previewing the new track. And I gotta say, it looks incredible. I am very impressed with the design of this track. I absolutely love everything that I'm seeing. It looks as though the track is going to take place in, I'm not exactly sure what the city is called in The Incredibles, but it's taking place in that city during the time of the attack of the Underminer fight. And you can see this through a couple of different details. There's sort of like that underground area where the Underminer actually dug through. You can see Frozone's trails of ice all over the city that we're actually going to be able to drive on. And then of course there's just other locations in the city as well. You can see statues of some supers and stuff like that, and it all looks super great and incredible, and I'm very stoked and glad that the season is not being delayed, and that season 11 is launching on December 12th, which is just a little over 2 weeks away from the time that I'm going to be posting this video. So that's super exciting. Don't have to wait too long for the season at all. Glad we're not getting any delays, and overall I'm just very excited. I think the track looks incredible, and I'm super excited to see it in game. And I highly recommend, after you finish watching this video, go check out their official social media platforms and listen to the music, because the music also sounds great. I don't think I can unfortunately include it in this video due to copyright notices, but it sounds incredible, and I'm very stoked to hear the full music track in game. Now, another big piece of news that we are getting regarding Season 11 is this news article that was posted. This same company usually posts articles about the new Disney Speedstorm seasons a couple of days or weeks prior to the actual season launch. This one does not give us a ton of details. Put the little blob of text on screen right here. Basically, inspired by the iconic Disney and Pixar's The Incredibles, the Save the World season brings new incredible heroes that are gearing up to take racing action to superpowered heights, each with their own specific class and abilities. But what is a hero without a trusty sidekick? And thankfully, Save the World also adds all new crew members ready to help, including Edna Mode, the Underminer, Toady Ridinger, Mr. Skipperdo, and many more. Plus, race through action-packed locales from the film in the new incredible Showdown racing environment. Doesn't really tell us too much other than the additional crew members coming to the game: Edna Mode, the Underminer, Tony Ridinger, and Mr. Skipperdo. Pretty basic stuff. I mean, I could have probably guessed that most of those characters would be crew members coming to the game anyways. I think it is also important to note that it just says they bring new incredible heroes. It does not mention villains at all, and I think that, coupled with the fact that Frozone's ice blasts are actually very prominent on the track and something that we are going to be driving on, I think that almost confirms that Frozone is going to be the 5th Incredibles racer as opposed to Syndrome, as a lot of people thought. And I think that makes a lot of sense. You know, Syndrome is a villain, and I know they love to release villains around Halloween time as mid-season characters, so maybe we'll get the 4 Incredibles plus Frozone, and then Syndrome will later join the game as a villain during a Halloween character, you know, for the mid-season. But there you guys have it, another article just giving us a little bit more news. But now let's get into some more exciting stuff, those being the race teasers. So the first post we got had this racetrack teaser with it, where you can see this sort of underground section of the track, but we'll get to that in a second, because this post also had a picture of like a superhero man as well as the strength emoji, and this is obviously teasing Mr. Incredible. So there you guys have it. It's basically confirmed. If it wasn't happening already, Mr. Incredible is coming to Disney Speedstorm in the Incredible season, and I mean, this just makes sense. We got a very similar post the following day showing a superhero woman as well as like the parachute emoji, and these two emojis are obviously teasing Elastigirl, specifically referencing that one scene in The Incredibles where they use Mrs. Incredible as sort of like a parachute glider kind of thing. So there you guys have it, 2 incredible characters confirmed, and through the next 3 days we should get emoji teasers as well as track previews showing off the other Incredibles roster, but unfortunately we don't have those yet. And then next week should be the days that we get actual reveals for the characters, so we'll get to see what Mr. Incredible, Mrs. Incredible, as well as the 3 other Incredible characters, what they're actually going to look like in game, which is very, very exciting. And then sometime after that we should start getting our mid-season reveals as well. But now let's go ahead and take a look at these other 2 track teasers. Starting things off, the Mrs. Incredible one shows us the same kind of lake which we saw at the end of the original teaser, and then RB comes up on the screen. There's not too much to analyze here. I think it is noting that the giant robot is like up there. He looks like he's almost frozen or made out of stone in this image, so maybe there's like a statue as a memorial. It is also important to note that the track official name is going to be the Incredible Showdown, which I think definitely shows that there's going to be a lot of chaos. It's the showdown between the Incredibles and the Underminers. So there's going to be a lot of moving elements on the track, because I think just driving through a plain city would be relatively boring. But I like the fact that they've incorporated this really cool city environment, and they've added a lot of dynamic elements to it, such as the robots, such as Frozone's ice path, such as the Underminer, and actually going into underground sections of the track, which you can see in this other teaser right here. This is a completely new section of the track that we have not gotten a glimpse at yet, where you can see the bank vault that the Underminer has stolen from, as well as this other underground portion of the track. And this is the teaser that went along with Mr. Incredible. So some interesting stuff here, and important to note, there's been a lot of season 11 news just scattered all over the place. It's also going to be very interesting to see if the crew members that were actually listed in the article are going to be the epic crew members. Personally, I am leaning against no, because I just can't imagine that Mr. Skipperdo and the Underminer are going to be epic crew members for some characters. My current working guess for the Incredibles collection is that we're getting Mr. Incredible, Mrs. Incredible, Dash, Violet, and Frozone. I think Frozone's epic crew member will be his wife. I believe her official name is Honey. Dash's epic crew member, honestly, I am not too sure of. Maybe his teacher. He does have kind of a relationship with them. I think Violet will be in, with her epic crew member being Tony Ridinger. That just makes sense to me. I think Mrs. Incredible, her epic crew member will be Edna Mode. I think that makes sense. They have a pretty good relationship in the movie. And then Mr. Incredible, I think his epic crew member will be sort of like the insurance guy that they work with throughout both of the movies to relocate the superheroes. I think that makes a lot of sense. That's my current theory for the Incredibles collection. For their classes, honestly, I'm not too sure. I'll talk more about that as each of the racers get revealed next week, so make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned for that. There is a lot of exciting season 11 news coming out over the next 2 weeks, and you don't want to miss it, and I'm going to be covering it all on this channel, so be sure to subscribe for that. But let me know what you guys think of all of this new season 11 news. There's been a lot of stuff coming out. It's shaping up to be a very exciting season. I know The Incredibles has been something that has been anticipated very heavily for a very long amount of time. By me included, I've really wanted The Incredibles coming to the game, and I'm super excited for that. Also, let me know what you guys think of them doing teasers this way. They sort of alternate, like they did this in season 7, and then, you know, seasons 8, 9, and 10, they did them a different way, but now they're back to how they did this in season 7, where instead of getting the emojis and then the eraser, they're doing all of the emojis and then all of the erasers completely separate. Personally, I don't love it this way. I would prefer that we get, you know, one set of like a track teaser and emojis and then the character right after that. And then the next day we get another track teaser and emojis and then the character after that. Personally, this just feels a little drawn out, and it's kind of sad where we go a whole day and the only news we get is 2 emojis and like a 5-second glimpse at the track. It feels a little lackluster personally, but it seems to be the way they are going this season. But there you guys have it. That is all the season 11 news I have for you all right now. Be sure to stay tuned for more coming in the following days, and thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.